Hello and welcome everybody to the School of Nursing Honors and Pinning Ceremony. My name is Daniel Mead. I am the Associate Director of the Simulation Program and Assistant Clinical Professor within the MENP program. Today, we gather to celebrate our candidates for degrees in the field of nursing, as well as recognize the achievements of a few outstanding individuals. To start, it is my distinct pleasure to introduce the Director of the School of Nursing, Dr. Suling Lee, to offer her congratulations.
Dear graduates, we are so proud to be here to recognize and honor the achievements of the 2020 graduating classes of DePaul University School of Nursing. I'm Suling Lee, Chief Nursing Officer and the Director of School of Nursing. It is my pleasure to congratulate all of you on behalf of the School of Nursing. My heart is filled with joy and pride for what you have accomplished during the past 2 years. The nursing pinning ceremony is a solemn occasion. It is the occasion that we honor you for the successful completion of the nursing education program. It is the occasion that we declare to the world that you are ready to provide quality care to individuals, families, and communities as a professional nurse. You have gone through a rigorous academic and professional journey, as now you know that the nursing curriculum at DePaul University is very intense and rigorous. The coronavirus pandemic has made this rigorous nursing program even more challenging. Not only have you learned theoretical knowledge mostly online, but had to acquire some practical skills through virtual demonstration. But against all odds, you did it. Your hard work, adaptability, perseverance, and determination have successfully brought you to this graduation. Please allow yourself to enjoy and celebrate this moment of achievement, the culmination of the hard work, dedication, and sacrifice for the past few years. Now, what lies ahead is exciting, but perhaps also a little daunting. Starting your nursing career in the midst of a global pandemic is unprecedented. Remember to have humility, but also confidence in your training. You have been well prepared by one of the best nursing schools in the nation. You are equipped to meet the needs of patients, families, and communities. You will carry on the mission of improving the healthcare disparities and equal access to care for all. I trust that you will be resilient and strong, yet envisioning and adapting to innovative ways of caring for patients. I hope this pin will remind you of your responsibilities and obligations to care and to lead. Again, congratulations to all of you. Enjoy the celebration and make a difference in the world of nursing.
Hello, graduates of the class of 2020 from the Doctor of Nursing Practice program at DePaul University. It is truly my great joy and pride to congratulate you for reaching this milestone of getting your degree finally, the Doctor of Nursing Practice. I know how hard you work. I know how many nights you have suffered from no sleeping, and also how many dinners you have missed with your family and friends. At the end of the day, it is all worth it, isn't it? So congratulations and bask on your success. Take some time to enjoy your achievements and make sure that you pamper yourself. You have worked so much and you deserve a break. Congratulations again, and I have more ways of saying congratulations to you, but I think this speaks a lot more. It's from Google, so Google knows everything. Congratulations again. My very best to your next career objectives. Take care.
Hello to the autumn graduating class of 2020 at DePaul University's Master's Entry to Nursing Practice program. I am so honored to have been invited to address your class and celebrate all of your hard work throughout your nursing education. My name is Dr. Allison Hernandez, and I myself am a graduate of the MENP program. And I remember being exactly where you are today. Super excited, terrified, anxious about taking NCLEX, but most of all, I was hopeful. I was hopeful that through my education, I could become the best nurse I could, and I could make a difference in our communities. All of you are at the cusp of embarking on your nursing journeys, whether that be working at the bedside or in a clinic or in a school and beyond. The places you can go as a nurse and in your nursing career are expansive, and that's exactly why I love nursing so much. Nursing is a versatile profession that offers endless opportunities and is universally recognized, which means that anywhere and everywhere you go, your skills and knowledge will be needed. With nearly 4 million nurses in the United States, nursing is the largest healthcare profession and is also lauded the most trusted. I want to remind you all today that nurses also work outside of a formal healthcare setting. They lead research at universities and other spaces to improve health outcomes. They solve public health crises and issues, and they shape health policy that transforms the way we deliver healthcare. The COVID-19 pandemic is no exception in showing how nurses play an integral role in delivering healthcare and the role they play in our healthcare system. Nurses throughout the pandemic have shown their ardent dedication in providing care for our racially and culturally diverse communities. My own professional nursing journey, which started at DePaul as well, has taken me to the most thrilling of places. From working as a trauma nurse at Illinois Masonic Hospital to doing research at the University of Illinois at Chicago for my PhD, and ultimately where I am today as a Health and Policy Fellow in the U.S. House of Representatives on Capitol Hill in Washington, D.C. Choosing to become a nurse has been one of the most gratifying and smart choices I have made. One I will never take for granted as a nurse, and one that I will always celebrate and boast about throughout my life. The first thing I always tell people when I meet is that I am a nurse. Today, I'm speaking to you through all those experiences, all those hats that I've gotten to wear as a nurse. I want to remind you all of the space that you take up as nurses within the healthcare spectrum. And I want to also remind you of the critical role you play in delivering healthcare services to individuals and families. But very importantly, that again, you play a pivotal role in shaping healthcare delivery and public policy. As you enter the nursing workforce, I want you all to see yourselves as informants and influencers of healthcare policy and public policy. Your scrubs and stethoscopes will allow you to hear the heartbeats of your patients, but they'll also allow you to shape the national healthcare agenda through your knowledge and skills. You will be positioned at the front lines of healthcare delivery, and you are particularly well suited to push healthcare forward. We're already seeing exciting changes across government in terms of nursing serving on a local, state, and federal level. So in places like Oregon, Pennsylvania, Hawaii, California, Georgia, Maryland, Arizona, and Minnesota, we have nurses serving at state legislatures. Even at the federal level, we have 3 nurses elected. That includes our own Lauren Underwood from Illinois and the newly elected Cori Bush from Missouri. Yet nurses are still struggling to find their voice within the healthcare policy spectrum. Our voices have increased, but we're still trying to figure out how to position ourselves to be in optimal shape to influence healthcare policy and politics. That is why exposing you all from this day on, early in your careers, to the policymaking process can empower you to stay engaged civically and use your experiences and voices with policymakers, and perhaps run for Congress or Senate one of these days. Change in healthcare and the complexity of patient care are critical factors that necessitate having you all as nurses articulate policy change. Your training and nursing skills are already emphasizing things that you need for policymaking. So you're natural advocates, you communicate clearly. You all know how to take complex information and translate it so that even any of your patients at any level can understand. You systematically organize, collect, and summarize vital information for all of the stakeholders involved in patient care: physicians, respiratory therapists, pharmacists. All of these are assets and tools and skills that you need for effective policy making change. Further, nurses are committed to the caring of all people, no matter what their cultural or racial background is. Our care is holistic, and we want to approach patients from a world perspective view. For some, the link between nursing and policy may seem tenuous, but I want to remind you that you do not need to put your stethoscopes aside to take an active role in policymaking. I believe that the nation's most bountiful healthcare workforce, all of you, should be engaging meaningfully in healthcare policy conversations, however big or small, however much you want to get involved or however little, but you should be involved. Who better to help healthcare move forward than those who are closest to our patients and whom our patients trust the most? That is all of you. You can build your knowledge and cultivate interest in health policy and policy making, no matter where you work and your area of practice. To help ensure that all of you today are actively participating in driving policy change forward, I want to leave you with some practical points of advice. And quite frankly, I do not think it would be a commencement speech if I didn't try to give you a little bit of advice. So first things first, please read the news. Stay engaged with what's happening in your community and nationally. Finding a couple sources of reliable information that you can tap into every day and making a habit of it will help you keep a pulse on what's going on in the world at large and in our communities and nationally. This will also help you cultivate an understanding of health economics and health policy in general and the role that healthcare plays in our economy. Another tip is to please get involved at work on any committee or type of work leadership environment or space that you can. If you do this, you'll be able to meet leadership within your healthcare system that will connect you to other people and then other people. And you can use your voice as your own, but also to collectively represent other nurses that work with you. This way you can expand your network and really start to not only inform, but understand the way things work and the things you can do to best translate your skills to policy making and influencing. Also, please join your professional nursing organizations. Choose one or two, you don't have to do 5, but choose the ones that resonate most with your interests as a nurse, or maybe the issues you care about the most. Anything from breast cancer awareness to gun violence, or maybe your specific area of practice, if it's oncology nursing, for example. All these professional organizations offer great opportunities for their members when they're committed and actively engaged. And most of these organizations have a policy and advocacy agenda, which you can learn a lot about by being engaged, but also you can participate in those important conversations. A lot of times these organizations will have Hill Days and they'll take you to meet your local, state, or even federal representatives, which is a great exercise to engage in and to get comfortable with talking with policymakers. Which brings me to a really important point. Please know who your local, state, and federal representatives are. Write to them, establish your voice, build a relationship, and let them know you are willing to help should they need your expertise in writing legislation or working through policy. Don't worry about being an expert in policy or politics. Just know that your voice alone can make a big difference in shaping a conversation surrounding patient care or the way we deliver healthcare, because your experience is your expertise. Find your voice on social media. Do interviews. Write about your nursing experience in a blog or newspaper. All of these are viable ways to influence policymakers and raise the public's awareness of the work that nurses do, because again, it's broad and far-reaching. And finally, and most important of all, please stay civically engaged by voting. Vote during the presidential election, like we all had, but also vote during your midterms. Vote for your local representatives, for senators, for state senators, for federal senators. All of those are really, really, really important. They all play a role in elevating the collective voice of communities, and it is really a privilege and right to be able to exercise our vote to make those choices. So please stay civically engaged. And the best part of all these sound bites of advice is that you do not need to be a health policy expert to do them, because your practice and knowledge of nursing, like I said before, is already positioning you to be an expert, to have the boots on the ground experience that can translate to policy change and influencing policymakers. So today, if you don't remember anything that I said, that's okay. Just remember that you are now uniquely positioned within the healthcare system, given your role in patient care, to play a transformative role in informing healthcare policy, advocacy, and leadership. I want you all to use your skills to break professional ceilings and continue to move the profession forward, as well as to take care of your patients. But most importantly, recognize that your role is influential and important, today more than ever. I congratulate every single one of you for making the choice to become a nurse and celebrate from a distance your accomplishments today. Congratulations again, Autumn Class of 2020. Remember that the best is yet to come. Your voice really matters. Bravo.
It is now my distinct honor to present the Fatima Patel Clinical Excellence Award. We will present the candidates for graduation. As our custom, we will begin with the doctoral candidates and move to the Masters of Science registered nurse, and then move to the Master of Science Master's Entry to Nursing Practice candidates.
We have made it, not quite through 2020, but through several other obstacles that will ensure our preparedness for life as a nurse. Surely, waking up at 7 a.m. to be first in line for those best clinical sites will make being first in line to the break room for report a piece of cake. Surely, collectively bombing Ian's med-surg final and then settling for laughs over pizza at Home Slice will teach us to use camaraderie to make it through tough situations. And finally, we will never forget getting all the way through simulation, doing a thorough head-to-toe assessment, and forgetting to notice a mere coffee cup. This surely will make us excellent gatekeepers for both the health and lifestyle choices of our patients later on. But that was another side to becoming a nursing student in 2020. Life. A harsh reality check for some and an arduous living nightmare for others. William Ernest Henley describes living during these times perfectly. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade. And yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. We have faced each other after devastating news breaks, volunteered during times of need, and quarantined at home, both fearful and eager of what was on the other side of this new life we have chosen. The goal of this speech is not so much to hound on the eerie yet historic moments of these years past, but to serve as a humanity reminder as we go out to help cure our world. May you always remember that the second hardest job to being on the front lines is training relentlessly to follow up behind them. May you always remember that regardless of society, you have been trained to value the life of the 60-year-old just as much as the 6. May you always remember that geographic lines separate land and not people. May you always remember that income, race, and level of education are not a form of currency and should never be used to purchase better care from you or anyone else professing a life to caring for others. And lastly, may you always respond to the words, "I can't breathe," with as much tenacity as you always dreamed you would when you first decided to become a nurse. As we close, in the words of the late John Lewis, let's get in trouble. Good trouble, necessary trouble. Thank you, and see you all on the other side.
Standing in a crowded room and I can't see your face. Put your arms around me, tell me everything's okay. In my mind I'm running round a cold and empty space. Just put your arms around me, tell me everything's okay. Break my bones, but you won't see me fall. Oh, the rising crying when I'm all alone. So please don't make me wait, 'cause I don't wanna break, no, I don't wanna fall. When you're next to me, content, I'm not afraid to be. You don't make me wait, and never let me break, you never let me fall. Darling, hold my hand. 'Cause I don't wanna walk on my own anymore, but you understand. 'Cause I don't wanna walk alone. I'm ready for this, there's no denying. I'm ready for this, you start me falling. I'm ready for this, I need you holding. I'm ready for this, so darling, won't you hold my hand?
And thank you to all of our graduates who were able to attend today. I would like to personally congratulate all of you students who have graduated during this time. This is a absolute unprecedented time to go out into the nursing world, not only to complete your advanced degree in nursing during this time, but also to be entering the workforce in such a crucial time to assist the world really in these dealing with this pandemic. So congratulations, and continue to work hard. All of us, from all of us in the School of Nursing, we really thank you for the dedication and work that you have put into these last 2 years, and you should relish this time right now before you go into the workforce to really get started. Okay. Thank you very much to the DePaul University class of 2020.